darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain.
The title sequence is shown as a young man who seems numbed by his surroundings, bustled onto a people mover as he arrives off a flight home from university. The large space in the frame in front of him seems to represent the uncertainty that he faces, filled with possibilities but more likely emptiness. The camera track alongside his moving figure, reminiscent of the way unknown forces direct his destiny, is matched in the next shot with that of his suitcase as it journeys along the luggage belt. The connection between him and the case again suggests a destiny which is out of his hands. The final airport image sees him walking towards a set of automatic doors. The camera is placed outside and we can read the words on them, "Use other door." The young man does use the door, as the sign is for those entering the airport, but it is perhaps an indicator that there are other doorways to other destinies. Simon and Garfunkel's Sounds of Silence plays throughout, a meditation on and expression of his state of mind as he leaves university and starts life in the real world. So far, so unfunny. The framework and mood have been set by the title sequence, and the following scene fleshes out Ben's feelings of alienation and isolation as he returns to his parents' house. It is a world of suffocating expectation, and it is here that the comedy and drama of conformity and liberation plays out. The melancholic melody fades as the scene begins, and the medium close-up of Ben's face, framed by the aquarium, is both funny and symbolic. The mood lightens as we see the tiny figure in the wetsuit in the tank, but it looks forward to his later humiliation in the swimming pool on his birthday and underlines his sense of confinement. Young angst, as he contemplates the need to conform to society's rules, is to be portrayed in all its comic and serious implications. As the music finishes, the audience shares Ben's peaceful contemplation. The father's voice shatters the silence, and then he crowds the boys and our filmic space by sitting right down between us and Ben. We immediately share the discomfort at such an intrusion. It is now that we get a verbalization of his worries about the future and his desire to be different. There is no consolation or resolution, and this continuous take and static frame is further invaded by his mother. Her body obliterates all view of Ben, and again underlines the sense of claustrophobia that he feels. She is so close to the camera that her dress is set out of focus, the blur helping to connect us with Ben's confusion. We track back as the parents utter their banalities and usher Ben out to meet the waiting friends. The picture of the sad clown comes into focus as they descend the staircase, encapsulating the combination of laughter and melancholy in the film. The following sequence continues the idea of claustrophobia, but is increasingly amusing, as the parents' friends claw at their son as they congratulate him on his graduation, offering empty words, platitudes, and laughable advice. As the first group approaches, the handheld camera keeps the faces in close-up, crowding his space with their well-intentioned congratulations. We follow Ben as he attempts to make his escape out the front door, but another figure looms into his space. As he flees upstairs, a hand grabs his back and two manicured hands clasp his face as an elderly lady's face, masked by makeup and jewellery, comes into view. Ben's uncomfortable expression grows as he is mauled and accosted in something reminiscent of a high society zombie film. You can feel his desire to keep hold of his own brains and not give them over to the Los Angeles suburban undead. Another figure fills the already crowded frame, crying, "Proud, proud, 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 proud," and a hand reaches into frame to ruffle Ben's hair, while another face takes up the onslaught. It is becoming as much a comment on Ben's sense of unease as the adult's ridiculous posturing. A hand clasps his shoulder and a man appears above him. The conversation, paraphrased but without much removed: "Ben, Mr. McGuire. Ben, Mr. McGuire. One word, plastics. Think about it." This is comic and again mocks the absurdity of a society where achievement and success are the most prized commodities. He finally refuses the advances of the next group, the camera tracking closely with him as he runs through the house, clawed at as he goes, and up the stairs, pursued not by people this time, but by the voice of his mother as she begins to read aloud his achievements from the graduate yearbook. By this point, the repeated sound of his name has become like a dagger to his heart, a word for controlling him. The cluttered mise-en-scene of cocktail dresses, suits, swimming pool, polite gestures and chic fittings and furniture all add to the atmosphere of stifling superficiality. The sequence is both funny and frighteningly real, its growing levels of absurdity feeding into both readings of it, and later building upon in the birthday scene.